Explain to the people why is that good.
I just like that they're really meaty. What's up, guys? It's Budman. We're gonna be doing some pork spare ribs today. So I'm gonna go through the process, show you a little bit what I do to make them, and if you guys wanna try them out, just follow the instructions and go for it. So first of all, these are our spare ribs right here. Nice, fatty, and meaty. What I like to do is kind of pull off some of the fat that's on the edges. It's a little bit excessive. Sometimes you gotta get in there with a knife and chop it off if it's a little bit too much. These ones are actually pretty clean, so I'm not gonna worry too much on them. Just keep peeling the fat here. And then what I like to do is I like to take them and run them under some water for a little bit. But I run them under the water, try and get some of that old blood off of them if they got any. Just clean them up, gives them a little bit of better taste in the end, so you don't got no stagnant blood. Alright, so our meat's clean for now. We're gonna go ahead and move this over to the table and we'll start seasoning and put our dry rub on there and let it sit for a little while after our dry rub's gone on. Alright guys, so here we are at the table. We got our meat here on our tray. Now we'll be using a dry rub. This is a kind of a mixture of a rub that a friend of mine made for me. It's kind of a secret rub, but I'll tell you right now, there's like different chilies in here. There's gotta be some garlic powders, sugars, and he uses one more ingredient. Sorry David, I'm gonna just say it, but there's coffee in this. Like finely grind coffee. I've tried it on other meats, it's amazing, and on pork it's gonna give it a nice smoky and this is tough and spicy flavor. So we're gonna work on this with this right here. I'm gonna go ahead and start on the bottom side just because this is the side I'm gonna put down on the bottom of the rack anyway. And all you're doing is just pour some of this on there and we're gonna rub it on. I like to get all over the meat here, inside, deep, rub it everywhere. And this stuff is gonna get naturally wet with the meat itself. It's got salts and stuff, so it's gonna pull out the juices and dry out the meat just a little bit, but not totally dry it to where you're gonna have a dry rib. It's gonna give it a really nice flavor at the end of this cook. As you can see, I got all the bottom here nice and spiced up. Flip it over and do the same on the top. Just rub it in all over. And there you go. It's gonna get nice and red like this. Once I'm done rubbing it, I'm gonna let this sit out. I'm not gonna put it in the refrigerator. I'm gonna let it sit out for about an hour and a half. What I really want is for these ribs to come down to room temperature. Once they're down to that temperature, the bone, everything's kind of, you know, warmed up a little bit, and it makes it a little easier for when you're cooking. You're not trying to fight the temperatures inside your grill to get it up to the right temperature and keep it there, because this is pretty much just gonna start catching warmth from the heat and the smoke and just start taking on cooking and taking off. It'll kind of cut down your time a little bit. A little time to catch some flavor into the meat, get all these little spices worked up nice and good inside of it. And once we take it out to the grill, it'll be easy to just throw right up and start cooking it up. We'll see you guys in a little while. Once this is sat for a little while, I'm gonna start up the fire. I'll take you out to the grill, show you the method I'm gonna use today, and show you the wood chips I'm using and how I'm gonna cook it for the next 4 to 5 hours on the grill. See you in a bit. Alright guys, so I'm going to set up the charcoal here. I'm going to set up the grill. As you can see, I got my charcoal briquettes. That's a must. You could use any kind, I prefer Kingsford. Inside here I got my char basket. This is going to keep all the charcoal inside and keep it separate from the other side. I'm going to have indirect heat going. And here, these little white cubes, they're lighters, they're charcoal lighters, lighter cubes. I'm using those today because it is windy, so I want to create a little more heat to start my charcoal up. Otherwise, I'm gonna be out here all day trying to get charcoal going. So I'm gonna light these, I'm gonna throw some charcoal on there, and I'm gonna just let it heat up and get going real good before I start to cook. Alright, now we're just gonna let it keep going till the charcoal's lit, and then we're gonna set up everything and get going with the cook. Alright guys, so we've set the charcoal up in the grill, everything's going, it's heating up. We got it at about 250 degrees. That's where we want it through this cook, about 225 to 250. We're gonna go ahead and set up the rack of ribs on here. I like to set them bone out towards the heat. Just let them start cooking. We're gonna add some smoking chips. I let those soak for about an hour. So those are ready to go. So we're gonna go ahead and throw the meat on here. Alright, here's the first rack. And here comes the second rack. I set them up with plenty of space between each other, so this way they'll get plenty of smoke once I put my chips on here, and they'll cook real well throughout themselves. All I gotta do now is just drop some chips onto the fire, go grab a drink and hang out for a while. These are mesquite wood chips. You can use any kind, hickory, apple, cherry, cedar, whatever you feel like, just any kind of hardwood. I'm using real small chips, and this is all we found today at the store. But usually I'll use bigger chunks and let them soak for about an hour, hour and a half, so they produce a lot of smoke. And then you just cover up your charcoal this way, and in a few seconds here you're going to start seeing it smoke up. There's all my wood chips, got my meat on the grill. Gonna go ahead and close it up and try and keep the heat up. The most important part is making sure that your heat stays at about 250 to 225. Don't let it drop too much below that, because then it just takes longer for your meat to cook. I like to leave the ports wide open, let the smoke really circulate a lot, and I'll put them right over the back ribs and just let it go. So now we just grab a beer and go hang out for a while. See you in a little while. So here we are. We're about to go outside and find us a wild rack of ribs. Follow me and I'll show you. So here we go, guys. It's been roughly about 6 hours. We've had these smoking. We kept them about 250. Finished up all the wood, finished up all the charcoal. And this looks like the finished product right here. So you can check the meat. Get your thermometer in there. It'll be about 190. That's about the appropriate temperature for it. What you can also do is take your meat and give it a little tug. And if it starts falling apart just like that, it means your ribs are ready to go. When you see these bones sticking out here on the bottom, it means the meat's pulled back, means it's rendered all it's got to render, and it's gonna be awesome. So here we go. All right, guys, we'll see you inside when we chop these up. All right, guys, so we're gonna chop it up. I'm gonna show you a little bit here. I'm gonna get a little cut off the loin here. You see there, the meat will look nice and pink. That's what you're looking for, is a nice little pink color there. That means you got your smoke in there. Everything's smoked out really nice. Get a couple more cuts in here. Let's pull this part here. There you go. See a nice little pink edges? That's your smoke ring. Should have it up in here too. Nice little pink edges. So that's our ribs there, guys. We're gonna go ahead and put on some of our favorite barbecue and get to eating. Thanks for watching, guys. Stay tuned. This is BUDMON and DreQFilms. I'm gonna keep doing some more of these cooking videos, so suggest what you guys want me to cook. You know, put in a comment, like the video, let me know what you guys want me to do next. Until next time, guys, thanks a lot. This is BUDMON.